My name is Richard Havis. I'm 64 years old, live in South Florida. I'm a mechanical engineering manager, and I've been with MDRN Capital for about 2 years. In my investing days, which stemmed from many years, back in the dot-com time, with the dot-com bust, I should say, I lost a considerable amount of money, and over the years that has made me kind of afraid of putting big amounts of money into the market, afraid I'm going to lose my principal, and I was really concerned about it. I lost a lot of nights sleep over it, and I subscribed to many newsletters, financial newsletters over the years, and even though I absorbed all of it, I was still, because of what happened in the dot-com time, I was afraid to push the button on a lot of trades and a lot of equity trades that I was going to make, afraid of just losing money. And I knew that I was pretty much stagnant in my earnings because of that. So I needed a change. I needed somebody to take command of my finances, especially my 401k and my liquid money that I have. And I needed somebody to manage it for me. And I really didn't know whether I could retire or not. I had no clue. I didn't really know how to go about it. And I also had many accounts in different brokerage houses, online brokerage houses. I had probably 6 or 8 accounts in different places in these brokerage firms. And I got that all consolidated going with somebody with MDRN Capital. Well, my father passed away about 3 years ago. I got a fair inheritance from him, and a lot of that was cash money, a substantial amount of money in just a savings account, and I needed to move that and start making money on it. So that was a big motivating factor. I realized at the time I was 62 years old, and I didn't have a plan. And without a plan, I didn't know how long I was going to work until I died, because I didn't know where I stood. And I needed assistance in figuring that out. Well, I vetted 3 different, places. I vetted a place in South Florida, and I vetted a large money manager, a very large money manager, and Aaron. Aaron I got through, I think it was on Instagram, and I listened to his proposal, his advertisement, decided to call. I had a good feeling about what he had to say, and I thought it would be warranted to call him and to talk about it. I vetted each one of these 3 places with my son Steven, who graduated summa cum laude in finance. And he helped me to vet the 3 different firms that I was approaching on this. The small company that was in South Florida, I started a conversation with a young man, and it turned out that it went from a young man to a tag team between the young man and I guess his manager. I had to arrange between the young man and his manager times to meet with them because one of them was busy, the other one wasn't. Didn't understand the whole concept of having 2 different people. The other thing was I asked, for a sit down and to discuss all of my finances and what their approach would be. I asked for an analysis, and I wasn't too happy about the analysis or the way it was structured. Well, we could work with you once we have you under us, and I was not very comfortable with that. The large company that I approached, the large brokerage house, they wanted substantially more commission, don't even know their performance or anything, and just working with them right off the bat, I just didn't get a comfortable feeling. And when I spoke to Aaron, and we had about a half-hour-long meeting, maybe even longer, and I got a very comfortable feeling with him. And when I talked to my son about it, he says, yeah, he's good. He's got the right approach. So that's how I selected MDRN Capital and Aaron. The thing that made me comfortable with Aaron was that he basically was a straight shooter. I told him, we talked about my finances, my life history and everything else. What I'm looking for, my concerns, and he addressed all my concerns, and he put my mind at ease, and I felt very comfortable discussing everything with him. I liked his approach. When our follow-up meeting, he showed me a whole analysis, and I was very happy with him, and that's why I went with him. Well, your performance is based on your risk level or risk tolerance too. Like some people, I want good preservation of my capital, but at the same time, I need to, make some gains on my money or else it's going to run out. So Aaron had a very balanced approach to that between the different financial vehicles he uses to get us there, how we would approach that, how much cash, how much 401k once we do retire. And I told him that I had a couple of years before I retire. In fact, my wife since retired, and not that we're collecting Social Security or anything like that, but she's just retired from the workforce. She was an OR director. I just wanted to be comfortable knowing that with my finances, if she stopped working and I wanted to start collecting, that was possible. And he put my mind at ease on that. Most of my reaction is through peace of mind. Like, I just like to know that somebody competent is managing my finances. At the same time, he's very accessible. This virtual thing is no big deal to me. Everything I do is virtual these days. Most of the work at where I work is done. There's a lot of people that work remotely, and that's just the way of life these days. So getting on a Zoom call with Aaron is effortless to me and easy to do. Well, not only does he look at the investments themselves, but how to correlate the investments that'll give me a considerable income in retirement, similar to replacing what would be needed to replace my salary at the present job that I'm at. And so when I went through the analysis with him, we went through everything as far as, how much you're going to get from Social Security, how much you're going to get from your liquid investments, how much you're going to get from your 401k investments. Very methodical and very easy to follow. Well, what would I say to people about the fully virtual model is that having somebody physically to see may be important to some people, but to me, the plan is important and the integrity of the firm that you're working with is utmost important. As far as, being able to see somebody in person, that doesn't do anything for me because everything I do in my life, or most of it, is virtual. So I prefer it virtual only because it suits my lifestyle. I'll be honest with you, my brother-in-law, he's with a large brokerage house, financial planning and everything. They're located in New York. He used to live in New York. Now he moved to Florida. So everything they do now is virtual. So it's really no difference. Maybe they initially met the person in person for the first time when they started with him. But ever since then, I don't think they ever met with him in person. I think it was always virtual because he was in the city. They were out on Long Island. Most people want convenience. You have a cell phone, you have Zoom, so it's very convenient. I want to schedule a meeting with Aaron. I could schedule it for the same day if he's got an opening that day, and if not, the next day, for sure. I've never had an accessibility problem getting in touch with Aaron. Well, as far as the cost savings, I looked at two other financial planners, and one was twice the commission rate as Aaron. And the other one I didn't get that far with because they turned me off after a couple of meetings. So I don't know where we stood on that. He's reasonable. Very reasonable based on what I've seen. My outlook on retirement, I'll be honest with you, I always worried about money. I always worried about spending money and retaining money, and I don't worry like that anymore. I have a clear picture as to where I am within my finances, and I'm happy with the picture that he has presented and where I stand right now, which is the utmost importance to me. I was losing sleep at night. When we had a time about 2 years ago where the market went down 25, 30%, it really freaked me out. I lost tens of thousands initially on that, and it just freaked me out. And I knew that I needed to make a change. I needed to remove myself from it. I'm very busy in the job that I do on a daily basis, and I can't manage everything myself, nor do I want to. Really wanted to get rid of that component of my life, having to deal with the investments for my family. And I wanted to hand it over to somebody that I could trust or felt I could trust. And that's what I did. And it's worked out very well for me. One thing I don't worry about anymore, I take more vacations now with my wife because I know that my financial situation is sound. I didn't have a clear picture before I went to Modern Capital. I go by the people that I deal with, whether they're knowledgeable. I vetted him through my son, who I consider to be very smart. He's in derivative type investments, working for an investment banking company up in Orlando. And so he gave Aaron 2 thumbs up, and that gave me a lot of confidence right there. Plus the fact that I felt very, very at ease talking to him and discussing my finances with him. I would recommend Modern Capital to other people, and especially Aaron, because I've been dealing with him. Well, I would say sit with Aaron and let him perform an analysis. Talk with him, let him know where you're at with your finances. Let him perform an analysis on everything you have, and he'll give you projections on what you would have so many years out. And it puts your mind at ease. If you would go to any place, not only to Modern Capital, but if you went to any place, you go there, talk with them, get a comfortable feeling. If you don't get a comfortable feeling with them, then they're not right for you. I felt very comfortable with Aaron. I was able to sit down with him, discuss everything without any trepidation. He's very easygoing, very easy to talk to, very bright, and he's got some good ideas. And you know, the best thing is to get an analysis and have the presentation in front of you so that you can see exactly what you could expect in retirement. And it's an eye-opening experience. For some, we're probably scared the hell out of them. Thank God in my case, it was a good eye-opening experience.